What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the basement segment episode this week. For two reasons. One, I didn't read shit. Mostly because, as you can see, the table is pretty scattered with, like, I'd say the past 6 to 8 months worth of comics, and I've been putting a bunch of shit away. I ran out of plastic bags, current size plastic bags, as it were. They got, plastic bags for Silver Age. They got plastic bags for Golden Age. You know what pisses me off, though? I like the resealable bags, and thanks, Ramon. And they ain't got resealable Golden Age bags. I don't know why. Like, they just expect, yeah, fuck it, just use some Scotch tape. Because that's the one time you really want to take the chance of Scotch tape attacking one of your books. You fucking jerks. So anyway, I've been putting shit away, and I'm trying to decide, like, what I want to really keep, and what I don't want to just keep stuff and become a hoarder, because then I really might have to just build my house out of comic book boxes like some deranged fourth little pig. So I'm really trying to kind of hammer down the collection and, really just kind of fine-tune what it is I'm buying and what it is I'm keeping, and just sell the rest on eBay. Which, if there's ever a story that you don't, you collect the whole thing, you really don't like it, eBay, I found, is one of the best venues for just getting rid of stuff and unloading, all of your unwantables. The other reason that it's a segment episode is because yesterday, Steve and I went to the Carbo convention here in New York at the Pennsylvania Hotel, right across the street from Madison Square Garden. That was a lot of fun. Mostly because I don't remember the last time that I went to a convention and, like, just as a fan, and we weren't covering it, and we weren't trying to do interviews. We were just walking around, going through tables, talking to dealers, and just buying stuff and just having a fucking blast. Stan Lee was there. There's a bunch of people in line. He actually walked right by me. Again, he didn't recognize me though, so it's alright. Stan meets a lot of people. But Carmine Infantino was there. I like to get some stuff signed by him and throw it into the CGC Signature Series that I like. I couldn't find nothing that was in my price range at the moment. That was just a really fun convention. It's a small little spot, and it looked like, for a while there that convention was going to slip by the wayside because of the huge success that was and is the New York Comic Con. But there's a lot of people there this time around. There was a lot of dealers. The whole place was mobbed. It was a really good time had by all. And if you need any further proof of that, just check out this picture popping up on the screen right there. Me and Steve met the Fonz. We met Henry Winkler, which was like, why was he at a Comic Con, first of all? And we're just like walking around, and we passed by one of the corners, and the name on there, but it says Henry Winkler. I was like, who the fuck is Henry Winkler? Like, why, and not who's Henry Winkler, but like, who is this person whose name is also Henry Winkler? Like, who the fuck is it? And we're like, oh shit, that's the Henry Winkler. It's Fonz, dude. And we walked away, and then we were talking, and we're like, we gotta go back and get the picture taken, man. We gotta go back and get a picture with the Fonz. Stop being ridiculous. So we went back, we got the picture, we talked to him for a little bit. It was good. It was really good. In the meantime, I picked up a couple of things. I got this nifty book, The Unseen, number 10, just because I was familiar with the cover, and it was pretty cool and creepy looking. So I was really happy with that. And I met a good buddy of mine by the name of Rich Henn. He deals with the CGC Signature Series. And I picked up some stuff from him. Got myself a Superman 75, signed by Dan Jurgens, 9.8. Got Batman 608, First Hush series, 9.8, double signed by Lee and Loeb. And I got this other nifty cover with Superman, also double signed by Lee and Loeb. That's one of the things I like to do with the Signature Series. It's not always about first appearances. It's not always about key issues. Yes, that's an important part. But it's also about really nifty looking covers that look nice behind the plastic slab. I like the CGC Signature Series to be visually appealing. Like, I wouldn't just go out and buy or go through the trouble of getting signed I don't know, Spidey number 72 2 off the top of my head. That might be Man Mountain Marco or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's just you know, and I don't just do random shit. Like, you know, the death of Superman is a key issue. The Batman with Superman is a cool cover. Batman 608 is you know, the beginning of a very iconic storyline run. Stuff like that is always what I get into. And finally, this is kind of a, you know, personal one. Got The Last Unicorn #1 San Diego Con edition, signed by Peter Beagles in 9.6. Last Unicorn was always one of my favorite cartoons, and when I was a kid, I don't mind telling you that the Red Bull scared the shit out of me. So, that having been said, I had a lot of fun at the convention. Looking forward to one of the next ones. Gatorade is the best hangover cure, but it still tastes like shit after you brush your teeth. Anyway, I'm going to turn these over to the fellas now for this week in review. We'll deal with Avengers vs. X-Men #0, which came out this week. I haven't read it yet, but look for my opinion coming on Twitter very soon, and to Facebook, and we'll have a discussion about that this coming week. Probably by the time you see this, I will make sure that that discussion is on Facebook right now, so you can go look. For you, today is Tuesday. For me, it's Sunday, hangover day. Well, not yesterday, for my buddy Chris's birthday. So I plan on spending today reading and falling back to sleep, you know, mid word balloon. So, see you guys next week for probably a regular old roundtable episode. And that's it. Have fun. Happy reading.
American Vampire 25. It's good. I've been liking it since the beginning. I was late getting onto it, but Pete and Ramon recommended it highly, so I said, alright. Even though I'm not the biggest vampire guy. And I like it. It's good. Ever since, it seems like ever since Twilight got very popular, vampires are everywhere now. Certainly in movies, and now especially in comics, even in comics where they don't really belong, like in X-Men. Jubilee's now a vampire, like it just, So for the most part, I'm very anti-vampire. And anti, you know, that is just because it's just too much. But this series has been good, so I recommend I'm gonna keep picking it up. 25 issues in, that's pretty, especially nowadays. That's a long stretch to keep it interesting for 25 issues. So, and there's been dips, but for the most part, it's been a very good series. Speaking of vampires, you like that? I'm not really big on the old segue thing. This kind of segues itself. Justice League Dark 7 came out. And there's vampires in that too. Who would have thunk it? It's referencing a story that's already in iVampire, which I don't read. Ramon reads that, so Ramon can probably give you a little better information about that. But basically, Kane has come back. Kane is supposedly the first vampire. He's assembling his army of vampires. And to give them more strength and power, he's taking all the magic away that everybody else has and giving it to his army. So Madame Xanadu has to figure out how to combat that. So she goes away, meets up with a big Buddha guy, which probably might be Buddha, I don't know. And we'll see what happens after that. Artwork is still very good. I'm going to keep getting it. 7 issues in, there's always a chance it can go, but it's been good so far. I didn't think I was going to even be that interested in Justice League Dark, but so far so good. Okay, speaking of another 7, Voodoo 7 came out, and there's a lot of clone action in it. So, and clones, just like time travel, can make things confusing and convoluted, but the artwork is still very, very great. So I'm going to keep getting it. I like it. if it gets too crazy, like too maddening, um, great all record, no great all record, I'd probably have to just stop. And then I might have, you know, might not be able to get out of bed after reading something like that. But um, I don't know what that means either. I'm sorry. You see, I've only had 1 cup so far. I need at least 4 or 5 cups. You know, the coffee. And this isn't like, not brandy. No, this is coffee mug. See, not Irish coffee. All right. Speaking of great artwork, Carbon Gray 2 came out. Well, Origins, #2. Carbon Gray is great too. Another thing that Ramon recommended, that he was correct in his recommendation. Great, beautiful, wonderful artwork. This is just basically an origin story of one of the main characters. So, and it's good. It's cool. Nice little origin story. I would recommend it. And if you haven't read Carbon Gray, go back and get the old issues. I don't know if they're traded, but you can find them. That's what eBay is all about. Next, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Heroes in a Half Shell, Turtle Power, #8. Basically, Krang needs an army of mutants to help defend his planet. He comes here to what do you call it? Scientist guy who's been responsible for creating the Turtles and Splinter and Hob, and says he can do it again. He can make more mutants, but he needs Splinter's DNA for whatever reason, opposed to Hob or the Turtles, or because it's more pure. However they decided to rationalize that. So Hob distracts the Turtles, grabs Splinter, and that's where we are now. So, and I like it because it's all linear. The Krang side, the Turtles, the Hob, it's all not mingled, but it also relates somewhat to the bigger story. There's no really B stories. The only B story there might be is Casey and April, but even they are connected. So there's no far off entity talking about something that is going to be set up for something that's not going to be around for a while. If that makes any sense. So I'm gonna keep getting it. I'm not getting the side individual things because I'm not, but the main Turtle book I'm getting. Daredevil #10 wraps up the whole Mole Man thing. He's a little tied up and beaten up, so he's gonna get arrested. The only thing is that he's not able to retrieve his father's remains, I guess, because it's just there's no telling where it is. It's just either destroyed or taken, or so that kind of was left there. That wasn't resolved. But basically the only thing that's gonna continue through into the next story arc, I think, is the fact that the Black Spectre is gunning for Daredevil. Basically, they want him taken out. So, and that makes sense because Daredevil's a crime fighter, and the crime organization's not going to want him around. It's very sensible. If I was a big crime organization, I wouldn't like him either. All right. FF16. It was better, I think, than past issues because it wasn't. It kind of wrapped everything up. It explained some stuff. The Baxter Building has been redone again. They even make a joke about the fact that it's destroyed a couple times a year, and there's a new space station that Reed has built above the Baxter Building, not right above, but in space. To help educate them better, the kids, as far as the Future Foundation. There's a few changes in the Foundation. I don't know if I'm assuming the series is going to keep going. But Doom has been trapped in the Interdimensional Council, I think, chamber, which is, I think, where all the Reeds used to convene when they were plotting their thing. And I think he's still trapped there. For whatever reason, he was able to get. I'm still fuzzy on how everything kind of happened because there was a lot. There's a lot of stuff happened a couple of years worth of comics about with Fantastic Four world, the world of Fantastic Four. But basically, he has the very exciting. He now has the Infinity Gauntlet. So that's the wrong guy to give it to. I mean, he's the right guy, but the wrong guy. So very happy about that. I don't know where that's gonna go. Doom kind of is everywhere now too. He's gone up there with Wolverine and Spider-Man and who else? Yeah, he's in that crew now. He's kind of. I mean, he belongs in Fantastic Four. That's where he belongs. That's where he started. That's where he belongs. But they kind of have him everywhere, much to Ramon's chagrin. That's right, chagrin. All right, I'll put the meaning of chagrin right here, over here, right there, right. Watch, it's gonna come out of my hands. Ready? Ah, chagrin. Okay. I need more coffee. Avenging Spider-Man #5. It was, as I was reading, I was like, really, really, but then I realized that it was more of a tribute to Joe Simon. So it was a one standalone thing. That's all it was. Okay, stay out of trouble. We'll see you next time. All right. All right. So first we have American Vampire. That's right, I gotta answer it. Oh, nice guy, huh? Oh, it's Letitia, all the way from the negative zone. Let's do that again. Okay. Alright. And then finally... Sorry. And then finally, I set the alarm for 11 o'clock. Like I'm ever sleeping until that time. And usually by 11 o'clock I've had 4 or 5 cups, but I'm just late day.
It says Henry Winkler. I was like, who the fuck is Henry Winkler?